Greetings everybody, it's Conus here, and I think it's about time we do a first start. There is no gas in the car whatsoever. There's no gas tank, and I'm going to have to put gas in the float bowl and then get it started and then try to do carb adjustments on it. So let's see what happens here. Keep in mind this was freshly rebuilt, so there's probably going to be some weird smoke and such and whatnot happening, but hopefully not, but it could happen. So let's go ahead and get it started. First things we're going to need is some fuel. So I have a little bit of gas in here. So let's put some gas in that float bowl. As you can see, it's cold. It's totally cold. And this is probably not the best method to do this, but it's all I have. And suck up some more fuel. Whoops. Try not to make a mess. Try not to make a mess. What we're going to do is go right down that vent. Issues with it. And I don't know if you can see my shirt, but yes, it does say bubbles on it. Why? Because I bought it at Goodwill for $1, and I don't care. Down the carburetor, it's probably going to smoke. That'll be enough to get it started. Move this out of the way. You will need 2 screwdrivers. The top one will be for the idle air mixture. The bottom one will be for the fuel volume mixture. And I've dumped plenty of gas down in there, so that should be enough. Let's see if it starts. And there we go. It runs. It runs very well, actually. Yeah, that kind of backfired, scared the crap out of me, but that's what happens when it runs out of fuel. Again, I didn't put very much in it, so I didn't expect to get very far, but yay! Look at that. It lives. It doesn't shake all over the place. It doesn't stumble or do any of the stuff that it was doing before, like running choppy and flat spots in the RPM range. I mean, that really does work really well. Let me drop these screwdrivers. Okay. Yeah, I know. Tripod, you're not going to cooperate with me, are you? There we go. Okay. So basically what ended up happening is, in the previous video you notice, that is really warm. The test to see if it's actually overheating is if you can grab this ring and hold it, which I can. So it's not hot at all. It's a little warm, but it's not hot, so that tells me my cooling is good. Basically what ended up happening, I started to change to do a alternator conversion, and in the process of doing that I found a bunch of other issues. Dirt, grease, yuck. The fan was completely clogged with schmutz and dirt, and I was like, well, that would explain why I had leaked down, because I had bad rings. So I went ahead and just changed the cylinders and pistons. They're over there. But yeah, I had a brand new set, so I went ahead and just put them in, and then did retorque on the heads. Surprisingly enough, the heads were fine. There was nothing wrong with them, so I got lucky. I went ahead and cleaned that tin seal, the engine seal, and of course, you know, I repaired the track, so this gasket is actually in here. It's not popping out at all. So it's very sealed. The carburetor is an EMPI 34 pick 3 replacement. A lot of people call them junk. My advice is make sure you actually have fuel to your carburetor, and set the carburetor back to 0. There's two. This is air volume or idle volume control screw, and the one below it is the fuel volume screw. These need to be screwed in and then backed off 2.5 turns. That's where you want to start. If you're running a stock 1600 engine, this is a dual port, so you want to pull those out to 2.5 turns and then go from there. If you go to start it and it doesn't want to kick over, then you know, back it off a half turn. You always want to do half turn increments, and then once you get it to actually run, then you just turn it 1/4 of the way. What's the matter, Tarantula Hawk? Did you lose your home? Because I evicted you. Trying to build homes everywhere. But yeah, there we go. I have an issue with, of course, you know, with anything, there's no gas tank. I took the gas tank out of it. It is actually sitting here. So I'm going to clean it up, get it all set up. I'm going to try to make sure that my fuel line through the body of the car is actually clean. And I have a sneaky suspicion that I have an inconsistent fuel flow issue. So the next thing to check will be that fuel pump to make sure it's actually pumping fuel. And then I need to, that's why the air compressor's out here, is so I can blow air through the fuel line that goes through the body to make sure it's not plugged up. Once all that's done, then I can start assembling the gas tank back in the car. Got a little bit of a old rust issue. Looks like I need to put some more of that rust converter back on it. I only did it once, so I need to do it again. And then clean all this up, put all this back together. Yep, there's the new steering wheel. Still doing what it's supposed to do. But yeah, there we go. That was quite a adventure, and I'm going to say that I enjoyed doing it. It was fun. It was very enjoyable. And yeah, y'all know the routine. Y'all stay frosty.